These are the stories topping the news. Foreign Affairs Minister says Canadian visa requirement is nothing to be alarmed about. Barbados looks to recapture Canadian tourism market, and an Australian mother dumps her newborn baby into drain. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ's Midday Newscast for today, Monday, November 24th. I am JD Keynes. Now the news in detail. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Patrice Nisbet, says there is no need for alarm over the new requirement for St. Kitts and Nevis passport holders to acquire a Canadian visa. The comment was made in an address he made to the nation this morning. Nisbet said it was important to put the new visa requirement into context as recent developments in North America have caused a tightening of immigration requirements into not only Canada but the United States as well.
On October 31st, 2014, a soldier guarding a war memorial in Canada's capital was shot dead. Seconds later, gunshots erupted in the halls of that country's parliament. On November 3rd, 2014, Alicia A. Caldwell of the Associated Press reported that the United States Homeland Security Department had announced that it was imposing additional screening requirements for Europeans and travelers from other countries who usually do not require visas to travel to the United States. For the first time, therefore, persons born in England, France, Germany, and other key U.S. allies were going to have to provide more passport data, more contact information, and information on aliases before being able to travel to the United States.
He noted that globally, governments review and change their immigration policies as necessary to ensure their countries remain safe. Minister Nisbet added that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis takes the safety and security of its citizens and residents seriously. He also noted that he was visited last Friday by Canadian officials who personally advised him of the new visa requirement.
Countries review and change their policies routinely in order to protect their interests and their people, and so do we. Our country is a stable parliamentary democracy led by duly elected representatives, and we take our responsibility to protect and advance the interests of this nation and its people very seriously. On Friday last, a Government of Canada diplomat was good enough to travel to Bastia to meet with me as a matter of courtesy, to share with the government the fact that in pursuit of Canada's security interests, Kittitians and Nevisians, like the citizens of the vast majority of Caribbean countries, and like the citizens of 147 countries around the world, now travel to Canada on a visa.
An extensive search for the missing baby has ended in tragedy, according to a police statement. According to a statement, the remains of the missing child may have been found. The statement continued that the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, Ross University Island Constables K9 Division, and the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force conducted a massive search on Sunday for Prince Yahweh Henry of Paré Village and his missing 13-day-old son. The two were missing since midnight on Sunday. Police searched Bayford's Mountain and surrounding areas before locating Prince Yahweh Henry. However, he did not have the child. Henry admitted to leaving the child in the hills and took the police to the location. Remains of an infant believed to be the missing child were found on the scene. Prince Yahweh Henry is now in police custody, assisting with the investigation. On Sunday, Commissioner of Police Dr. C.G. Walwyn said at the time he went missing, Henry was suffering a mental episode, which may have been a factor in his taking the child away. A local entrepreneur in Nevis, Randy Jeffers, has put together a team to host another pageant. The founder of the Caribbean Culture Queen pageant has revealed that plans are underway toward hosting the Miss Sapphire swimsuit competition. ZIZ News spoke with the pageant's director, Renee Wilkinson, about the upcoming show.
The event was the brainchild of Mr. Randy Jeffers. He decided that he wanted Nevis to have something to do during the Christmas season. So we had a few ideas, and this was the one that we actually stuck to. Now it's going to be 2 segments, a 1-piece and a 2-piece swimsuit, and it's completely up to the contestants.
Wilkinson confirmed that the 6 contestants will be launched on Saturday, November 29th during the Taurus Riley concert in Nevis. She added that while this year's contestants are all residents of St. Kitts and Nevis, it is hoped that in the future the show will attract young ladies from across the Caribbean. In regional news, the new India Assurance Company held a ceremony last week to make the formal opening of a new branch in St. Lucia. We hear more in this report.
In the service of the public here, we would like to definitely grow on the basis of good financial strength, excellent customer service, and we will be known for good standards of corporate governance, which is what is very important for all of you as well as all the other stakeholders.
The Indian market has done a great job in introducing microinsurance products to the benefit of people at the bottom of the pyramid, people who are below the poverty line. We would certainly endeavor to share our experience with St. Lucia so that the benefits of insurance reach out to everyone in this country. Insurance is very, very critical, and there is no point in just accumulating wealth, because these assets which are accumulated could be washed away overnight if an unfortunate event takes place. So insurance is very, very important, and microinsurance is the right way to go. And many countries of the world are today replicating the Indian model in taking insurance to the people of their countries.
In 1994, St. Lucia's budget was about $500 million. And that very same year, insurance companies paid out $275 million in claims. That's more than half of St. Lucia's budget. Then we had Thomas.
The mother of a prisoner in Guyana is speaking out against the correctional facility after her son was reportedly beaten by 5 other inmates. Here's more.
Violence in the prison system continues. This time an inmate of the Georgetown prison, Charles Toby, was severely injured by fellow inmates last night. This latest incident comes on the heels of the recent prison brawl in New Amsterdam, which saw several prisoners being injured. It was that brawl which sparked an investigation to curb the violence in the prison system and to ascertain how prisoners were able to get their hands on weapons. Stobie's mother, Clarine Stobie, spoke with Capital News at the Georgetown Public Hospital. The woman said she received a call this morning informing her of her son's hospitalization. The caller, she said, could not explain her son's condition as he was expected in court this morning to answer robbery charges. That case will now be heard on Monday.
He had to do surgery. He get chop on both his feet. He get a chop on his neck, left side, going from his shoulder going down to his back. He get a chop on his right side face, his right arm break.
The distraught mother said her son, who was shackled to a bed under guard, told her that he was attacked by several prisoners.
He said, really happened, but it's more than 5 of them. He was watching a picture with Clint Eastwood on Channel 11, and all we feel is a lash in the head, and that was it. They attacked Lee, and he couldn't do nothing to represent himself. He said they had bulb, cutlass, and all kinds of things.
Her son, she said, told her that the prisoners who attacked him are considered as jail bullies. Miss Stobie said her son is employed with the Wales Sugar Estate as a cane cutter. He is not married, but is the father of a 6-year-old. Miss Stobie said she spoke with an official at the Georgetown prisons who said the matter is being investigated by the police, after which charges will be filed. The woman says she was also given a 7-day pass by prison officials to visit her son for 20 minutes each visit. Reporting for Capital News, I am for Wharton.
Internationally, a 30-year-old Sydney mother has been charged with the attempted murder of her newborn son, who was allegedly abandoned in roadside drain for 5 days before passers-by heard his cries. We hear more in this report.
A father and daughter on a bike ride were in for a shock Sunday morning when they heard what sounded like cries from a roadside drain.
We actually thought it was a kitten or something like that, and it was only when we went down there and had a real good look at it that we could hear hear exactly what it was.
They had found a baby, allegedly abandoned by his mother, deep within a roadside drain for 5 days. The baby is now in serious but stable condition at a children's hospital Monday, but had the infant been there any longer, officials fear he might not have survived.
Grave fears for the child's welfare had it suffered, being exposed to this weather for the rest of this day.
Could it have survived?
I doubt it, but that's not the medical opinion, yeah.
Police suspect the baby was squeezed through the drain's narrow opening and dropped to the bottom. They used hospital records to find 30-year-old Sydney mother, Seifal Nai, who has been charged with the attempted murder of her newborn son. She faces a maximum of 25 years in prison if convicted. Salim Asaid, The Associated Press.
A 12-year-old boy died after being shot by police in the U.S. city of Cleveland after carrying what turned out to be a replica gun in a playground. Emily Roseman has the details.
A 12-year-old boy brandishing what turned out to be a fake gun died after being shot by a Cleveland police officer. The shooting happened Saturday after officers responded to reports of a male with a gun. A witness who called the police said that the boy was pointing a pistol that was, quote, probably fake and scaring people. Police say the officer fired 2 shots after the boy pulled the fake weapon from his waistband.
The young man had the weapon in his waistband. He pulled the weapon out. One of our officers fired 2 shots, striking the young man.
Investigators say the boy did not point the fake pistol at officers, but reached for it after being told to raise his hands.
There was no verbal or no confrontation.
An attorney for the family says the boy died early Sunday morning at an area hospital. Emily Roseman, The Associated Press.
And now the weather. The skies today will be partly cloudy. Temperatures are expected to reach a high of 29 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. Winds will blow from the east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight is also expected to be cloudy with winds blowing from the east-northeast. That's it for ZIZ's Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 on radio and 7 p.m. on ZIZ Channel 5 when we present our major news package. I have been your presenter, JD Keynes. Have a great afternoon.